Hi, this is Mike Regan with TranzAct's 2-minute warning for the weeks of June 26th and July 2nd. Folks, a couple of weeks ago, we issued a 2-minute warning which highlighted the fact that the carriers were looking at general rate increases. We specifically highlighted the fact that Federal Express had announced a GRI of 6.9%. Since then, ABF has also announced the GRI of 6.9%. Now, one of the things we also highlighted in that 2-minute warning is that looking forward, what we need to be looking at are the carriers' projections regarding growth in the GDP. The reason I mention this is in last week's Wall Street Journal, Federal Express let it be known that their internal projections are showing a GDP growth of 2.2%. Now, the reason this is important is because the magic number here appears to be 2.5%. And what we are saying is that having talked with a lot of different carriers, they said, look, if we're seeing GDP growth above 2.5%, that tells us there's going to be a lot more tonnage and we can be much more aggressive in seeking higher rates. Below 2.5%, we're going to have to work with our customers to mitigate some of these increases. Now, going forward, some shippers also asked us, Mike, are there some things we can do as we prepare for negotiations with the carriers? And for those of you that have asked or wondered about that question, we're going to highlight 3 things that we think would make a lot of sense for you to consider. First, you want to be prepared to share a lot more information with the carriers than you're used to sharing with them. Specifically, a lot of shippers think, well, we're going to play it close to the vest. We don't want to tip our cards with these carriers. Well, some of these carriers have come back to us and said, folks, we can do a lot more for our shippers if we understand where they're going and what they're trying to accomplish. One of them gave us a great example. He said if a company's pursuing lean initiatives, that helps us understand that we can expect smaller, more frequent shipments. The second thing you need to do is be prepared to make changes where it makes sense. Specifically, the carriers have told us the days of us hauling freight everywhere and anywhere are over. We want to haul freight where it makes sense. And with that thought in mind, you may have some carriers that you've been using for years and years. But the reality of it is, they may not really want the freight in some lanes, and there are other carriers that will give you much better prices to haul that freight. The third thing we want you to do, though, is to get together with your sales and purchasing personnel to look at how your company's practices impact your freight costs. Now, within each and every 2-minute warning, we're here to remind you, we're on your team and we're here to help. So if you have some comments or some questions or want more information about how you can reduce your freight costs, give us a call today. Oh, and one other thing. Since this 2-minute warning covers 2 weeks, you'll be celebrating July 4th with your family and friends. And we want to wish you a very happy and great Independence Day. We'll see you the week of July 9th. Thanks for your time.